hear everyone.
Boys,
Oh,
you guys
everyone's
have to
here.
continue. I'm at work, so I can listen to you guys while you do it.
Yeah,
Oh, so you're basically the spectator. Cool.
Well, I will chip in when I have to.
Okay, cool. Okay, so did it? So we just record like that.
yeah. We can.
Then it
Hello.
also raise a fundraiser here to get better people.
Yeah. We can, yeah. We can.
Let's fund Paritosh's internet.
What the hell?
He has left us.
What? अरे
Paritosh
कहाँ
left.
चला गया?
Oh man, Akers, do what do you do to Paritosh?
Dude, I think Indians need to grow up.
What the hell,
Oh, wait. This guy never wants to come back to India, I guess.
bro?
Oh, I want to come only to Delhi for a few weeks.
Bro, I'm gonna rip your Indian passport.
Oh, 100. I
Until-
will rip it with you.
What the fuck? Yo, one person
What
has one.
happened to David? What happened to David Luiz last night? Did anyone see that?
Oh yeah,
Oh, yeah, he got ripped apart.
yeah, big time,
Just like Dinet's dream of going back to Dubai.
bro. They're opening the. Sake.
Dinner, you wanted to go back to Dubai?
Yeah,
Why?
cause Paritosh is here. I'm putting him in. No, cause yeah, obviously, what do I do here? I'm not working or studying or anything. I'm literally making
You
podcasts.
should protest, man. Come on.
Bro, I did that also, and that also has its limits, you know.
Oh, you got bored of it. You got-
No, it's like what more can I do, kind of a thing. All right, boys.
Balsash, you there?
Yeah, he's here.
Yep, I'm here.
Okay, so all right, let's start. Let's begin. All right.
Yes.
Okay, cool. Chalo. So should I start?
Anyone, boy. Yeah.
Didn't
Okay.
start recording, bitch.
Yeah, it is.
Okay. Good evening, everyone, and welcome back to One United. And we're back after, let's say, 3 months now, and it's been a really, really long time. And I hope everyone's really safe. And yep, it's been that kind of a day. In fact, it's been those kind of months right now. But tomorrow, normalcy can resume in a way because Manchester United will be back in action as they play. Actually, they don't play host. Actually, when they visit Tottenham Hotspur Stadium to face them, and it's going to be one cracker of a game, and eagerly waiting for that, desperately waiting for that. And before we speak more about it, let's first talk to Dinet, Akes, and Paritosh Joshi over here. So, Dinet, if I guess you are there. So, first of all, how has the lockdown treated you?
It's made me go mental and made me go psycho because yeah, like every day has been kind of the same, and I just need some. I mean, I've missed football so much. I'm looking forward to tomorrow's game against Spurs, and yeah, I mean, apart from that, it's just been same old, staying home, staying safe, and doing absolutely nothing.
So, are you washing your hands now?
Yeah, every day, every day, every
Every
10,
day.
every 10
Oh,
minutes.
every day. Yeah,
Even when
yeah,
you're
that's
sleeping,
more like it.
even when you're sleeping, you wake up and wash your hands, so that
Even
you
when
don't
you're
get,
sleeping, you dream.
yeah, so that
Even
you
when
don't
you're
feel in your
sleeping,
dreams.
yeah, you'll be washing your
People
hands in
don't
your dreams. I think
sleepwalk.
Bharat,
People don't sleepwalk right now. People just go to the washroom and wash their hands in their sleep.
Yeah,
yeah. Some people that I know of even take a shower while they're sleeping. I don't know. So that's the kind of thing it is right now. But I hope
Man, well,
everyone's
you
safe,
know
like I said.
weird people, man.
Yeah. I know that. And one of them is in our chat windows right now.
Yeah,
All right, so now let's talk about football. I'm pretty sure that all of you watched how Arsenal got decimated yesterday. They got absolutely
David Luiz.
destroyed by Manchester.
Excuse me. You
Okay,
can't
sorry.
take the credit away from David Luiz. Okay, Manchester City
I
had
think
to do nothing. David Luiz himself handed them 2 goals. He was like, "Wait a minute, you don't have to work. I'll give you the goals. I'll make you win." So in a way, it's good that Liverpool at least need to win 2 games. It's not like Man City will lose and Liverpool will automatically win the league.
I guess it was an inside job by Chelsea. They sent David Luiz intentionally to Arsenal for, I guess it was under 10 million. And Arsenal fans were saying that it's quite a bargain of the summer and all that. And I guess he's somewhat of an what do you say, a double agent of some sorts, because Arsenal were. It seemed like I was playing my Pro Evolution, because these are the kinds of mistakes that my defenders do on that game. What David Luiz did. So it was quite sad. But anyways, City won their game yesterday, and tomorrow is the big game, Manchester United versus Tottenham. And so let's first briefly talk about what are we expecting of the game tomorrow. It's been quite a while since the boys have been out of action. They did play a practice game, but at the end of the day, uh, once you're there on the pitch and you have to play 90 minutes against a quality opposition, that is where your true test of character is tested. So, Paritosh, let's ask you first. Do you think that from both the teams, do you think that it's going to be an exciting game, or is it going to be a rusty affair, considering the fact that both all the players have been out of action for more than 3 months? Paritosh. There's an audio issue with Paritosh. Janet, you there?
Yes, I'm here.
Hello.
Yeah, I'm here. I'm here. Can you hear me? Hello? Hello?
Hello, 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 hello.
Yeah,
Yeah, Janet, we're not able.
Wali,
Hello.
yeah, I can hear you, Paritosh.
Yeah, I think Wali is disconnected right now.
Yeah. Wali, you there? Wali. Okay, yeah.
Okay, so Wali's gone.
Okay, yeah. So, Paritosh, I think he was asking about the two teams tomorrow. Okay, wait, Wali's here. Wali's coming in. All right, Wali's back. Yeah.
Right, sorry guys, some issue. Yeah. So you guys were saying something. Carry on.
No, you were asking us a question.
All right, good. The question was that, do you think that tomorrow's game is going to be an exciting affair, or do you feel that both teams are going to be quite rusty, considering the fact that they have been out of action for quite a while, and it's going to be a cagey affair? Will it be a smash and grab, or do you think that we are going to see some exhilarating football tomorrow?
I think it will be fast-paced attacking football. I expect that of Manchester United at least because you don't have the excuses that Marcus Rashford is not fit, Paul Pogba is not fit, or Anthony Martial is going through an injury. Everybody is there for Manchester United and Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, and I'm expecting a fairy performance from Manchester United and especially from Marcus Rashford. I have a lot to say and talk about Marcus Rashford at the moment. And not only me, you guys also must have a lot of opinions about him because recently, just an hour before, I think, Talksport has uploaded a story where Jose Mourinho has heaped praises on Marcus Rashford that the 18-year-old boy I met has turned into a man. So that's a big thing coming from Mourinho.
Well, absolutely, and it's something quite remarkable because if you take it into notice, Marcus Rashford was brought into the squad in 2016, 2015, 2016, and it hasn't been that long. Though it feels like it's been very long, but it actually hasn't been that long. And in spite of that, if you talk about his career graph or what's he doing, what he's doing outside the field, it's something that you have to ponder about and take inspiration from. So it's been quite. Uh, this will be something sensational. So, Vinay, do you think that it'll be his goodwill will transpire in the field tomorrow? And do you think he'll be one of the danger men? Do you think that he's going to get on the score sheet?
I think what Rashford's doing, like Paritosh said, is absolutely incredible. Like on and off the pitch, he's such a role model. Like, back when we were young, we wanted to be like Ronaldo or Beckham or Ronaldinho. I mean, for their football talent. But for people growing up right now, when they watch Marcus Rashford, they want to grow up to be like him on the pitch, but also the other side of being
Dinesh,
off the pitch.
Dinesh, just
Hello?
a sec. Could you just elaborate? Could you just elaborate to the people who are listening as to what he exactly did for them to know better?
So a brief like background on the matter on what Rashford tackle is that in the UK, like a lot of kids, they go to school and they get free meals from their school, and a a lot of them are like from poor families, so the only way they can eat a meal is through like the schools. And obviously with the school being shut down and whatnot, the government was supporting it, but they eventually had to stop. But then Rashford, he wrote a letter to the government saying that to continue doing it over the summer, that way like over 1.3 million people, 1.3 million kids can get food, and not worry about where the next meal is going to be. So for Rashford to do that, take that initiative, he's been donating a lot of money as well since March.
It's
And
it's not about his donations. I think he has started a charity as well, where
yeah.
because of Marcus Rashford, various people have come in and they have donated huge sums of money. So
Mhm.
that has not only for that has been beneficial not only for the kids of Manchester but
Mhm.
throughout England. So we could easily grab hold of news where Liverpool or Tottenham or various other clubs are praising the act that Marcus Rashford is doing.
Exactly, and this is going to set up a good example for the future as well, where people would not be like footballers are only caring about themselves, and this is going to be like a hopefully a new generation of people that are also like footballers who are also going to be like tackling other issues outside football. And I think Marcus Rashford, I mean, we all should be very proud of who Marcus Rashford is as a United player, or like as a footballer in general, to do this and take this initiative, which even I believe in many of his other country fellow nationals could be inspired about. So yeah, definitely, he's setting up to be a great example for the future generation. And now going to the question whether he's gonna perform, I really hope so. But at the same time, he's coming back from a very bad injury, so I would expect. I mean, I would understand if he is gonna start from the bench along with Paul Pogba, because I feel like
I think he'll play because the
Mhm.
last few highlights I've seen and the news
Yeah,
that
yeah.
I've got from the training is that Marcus Rashford is playing really well in the training, and
Mhm.
Paul Pogba is also playing really well with Bruno. So I
Yeah.
think we'll see Pogba and Bruno in midfield and Marcus Rashford through the flanks along with Martial from the middle.
I mean,
Yeah, they're two of our prime players. I think they have to start.
mhm.
And the other thing that I wanted to say about Marcus Rashford, I know we're talking about him a lot, but he deserves all the praise, is that there has been a change in his body language, his composure. Because if you observe the way that he started for Manchester United under Louis van Gaal, it was when Anthony Martial was injured, and we hadn't even heard about Marcus Rashford. He literally burst into the scene, back two goals against was it Club Brugge or Midland or
Midland,
Club
It,
yeah.
Brugge,
it
I
was
guess. Right, right.
it was Europa League.
Yeah, it was in the Europa League, and then it was against Arsenal. He backed two goals again, and you could see through his celebrations, his composure and all that, that he was an exciting young bloke who loved playing football for the club. But now it's as if he's, especially after the PSG game, especially after that penalty which he took, he's expressing himself as if he is a mature individual. He's been in the club for years and years. He's one of the
And he's only
seniors.
22. He's only
Mhm.
22.
Exactly. He's only 22, and if you look at his fitness, his physique, and everything, and he thinks of Cristiano Ronaldo as his role model. If you take a look at his free kicks, I know that he has posted a lot of those balls outside the ground, but he kept on trying till he eventually scored that banger against Chelsea. So that thing is there, and it's like he wants to keep improving, which is quite rare in today's footballers. Apart from Cristiano
He's
Ronaldo, I don't think.
extremely hardworking. That's
Yeah.
the
Yeah,
rarity.
and
He
he's
outworks
pulling it.
everybody in the on the training field, and that is something that signifies top players. You have to outwork your peers
And
off the field, so you can outwork your opponents on the field.
Mhm.
and even if you look at the season, by the way, he was in phenomenal goal scoring run, and it seemed
Phenomenal
like he
form,
might even
phenomenal
get to
form.
30. And it seemed like that he might even get to 30 goals. And how many goals does he have right now? I'm not. It's around 18 Premier League goals, I guess, 16 or 18 Premier League goals, and we have 9 more games in hand. If not in the Premier League, then altogether he can get 30 goals. It's pretty easy for him because
Yeah,
we have the FA
absolutely.
Cup and the Europa League as well.
100%, I believe so. I think he can. I think he. I mean, in a way, the whole pandemic had been a blessing in disguise, so that we can actually potentially see Rashford hit the 20 goal mark this season.
Well, yeah, pandemic and blessing in disguise actually don't go hand in hand. But yes, but we get your point. We get your point.
Yeah,
But
It's about the perspective, Ali. We are
yeah,
trying to gain something
yeah,
positive from it. Let us,
yeah.
let us.
yes, yeah,
Imagine
yeah, I
Liverpool.
get your point.
Imagine Liverpool lifting the Premier League, and there's not a single Liverpool fan to witness it after
Well,
30
that's
We are
gonna be
years.
taking all the positives we can. We're taking all
Yeah,
the
we're taking.
positives
Yeah,
we
and
can.
exactly.
it's gonna be the most boring title celebration in the
Fun
history of
fact, fun
football.
fact. Marcus Rashford is almost 5 years, 5 years, almost 5 to 6 months younger than me.
Wow.
Yeah, he is. He's actually younger than all of us over here. So yes, he's an inspiration for us also. Let's just say that.
Yeah.
Anyways, let's move on to that. And yes, we were talking about the United Tottenham game, and though I think that we might just be the favorites, we might have the edge because of the quality that we have. But let's not forget that Mourinho will have a bag of tricks up his sleeve. Actually, he just has that one bag of trick that is score the first goal, sit back, and now he has Hyung Min Son and Harry Kane back. So those two will also be playing. And what do you expect out of our former manager now? First, let's just first ask Ned.
I think he has been kind of outdated. I know that it's hard for me to even say this because I'm a huge Mourinho fan. I was always a big fan of him, even when he was our manager. But yeah, recently he has been a bit outdated. I thought Spurs could be a good fit for him, but I feel like there are certain things, certain players that just doesn't fit his style, and they are gonna be in a bit of a sticky situation. Even I don't know, depends on how their transfer window goes in the summer, or I mean, it is the summer now, but whenever the transfer window is. But I think he might definitely want to prove a point to his former club. He's always been like that, whether he was at Chelsea or United. He always wanted to get the best out of his former club. And with
Right.
him, Son and Kane coming back, I'm a bit worried about Son because he's coming back from the army representing. So his fitness level would be off the charts compared to any other player. But yeah,
Yeah.
hopefully we'll see. Hopefully, I think Mourinho would try something, but I feel like Ole might be able to match him and beat him on his own game. So
So, Paritosh, do you think that it's going to be another day when Ole Gunnar Solskjaer gets to pat Mourinho on his head?
I think Paritosh has left again.
Okay, there has been some connection issues lately, and we'll just wait for him to come back. But Akis is here. Akis, are you here?
Wait, Paris
Yep.
is back. Okay, let's get Akers' point.
Akis,
Yep.
yeah, you're not a big fan of Mourinho. You prefer Pep Guardiola over Mourinho, but he was our ex-boss. And do you think that the same question that I asked you, Paritosh, do you think that Oli will be able to pat Mourinho's head once again like he did a few months ago? Do you think that is going to be a United win or a draw or a defeat, whatever? What do you think that is going to be?
What I think is it's going to be really a rusty game tomorrow, just like how a few games of La Liga have been, because players are still getting back into form. So I think it'll be nip and tuck. It. I think we should win it by a goal, but it's going to be really sketchy tomorrow. It's going to be hard fought win, and I hope we win, but it looks like it's going to be a draw.
Well, to be honest, I also agree a bit with Akis because I think that our players as well as theirs are going to be quite, let's say, what do we have the word? Like they might not be as match fit as possible. So there might be a few rusty tigers and all that before we get into the groove. But yeah, Paritosh, what do you have to say about that? Do you think that we will be able to get the result tomorrow?
I think United would be able to get the result because I've been monitoring the how the club is going throughout the pandemic and throughout the lockdown how they have conducted themselves. They all have been training really hard, and especially the team chemistry looks way better. I've seen the footage from the training, and the players seem to have gelled up to Bruno Fernandes. Bruno in the beginning still had some inhibitions with the players. The connection was not there. We saw time and again the Martial and Bruno connection could have been better at times, and it wasn't. But I think what this lockdown has done to the team is it has given it a pause button, and they've been able to develop better connections, and that I think should reflect onto the pitch. For me, I think United will get a win here. I'm not very sure it
Mm.
will be from a big margin, but it will be a win.
Okay, the one of the concluding questions that I would like to ask all of you is that Pogba is back as well. Paul Pogba, the big saga, has finally come to an end for the time being. Let's just say that he's staying at Manchester United, and well, to be honest, I am eagerly waiting for Paul Pogba and Bruno Fernandes to partner along in midfield, and I haven't been this excited before. And let's not forget that Marcus Rashford and Anthony Martial will be playing up top as well. So, do you think that Paul Pogba and Bruno Fernandes will bring a completely new dynamic over here, and let's say that we might be able to make the top four comfortably with them? Did it?
I think yes. I think yes.
Um,
Okay, brother.
I hope to see Chelsea stutter in the league. We're still 3 points away. After they just signed Werner today, they look like they are also a team that is rebuilding really well, like us, and
Hmm.
that
Yeah.
might be a problem. I mean, I don't know, but obviously there is every single possibility that we can get top four by the end of the season. I'm not 100% sure, but I would say like I'm like at least 50 to 60% sure.
I'm
So, are you excited
70%
about
sure.
Pogba and Bruno?
Yeah,
Yep.
absolutely. Yeah, I mean, I believe it'll be a really great partnership. I hope we stick with playing Fred as a defensive midfielder because he's been absolutely phenomenal and keeping
Yeah.
that role in front of the back line. But yeah, I'm excited to see who's going to be playing more advanced, whether it's going to be Pogba or is it going to be Bruno? Because I feel like both of them
Well,
could do that well, but one should sacrifice to
that,
be
that
at the center.
that's an interesting thing, and it's a conundrum for Ole Gunnar Solskjaer because if you talk about Bruno Fernandes' arrival, after that, I think we went 10 games unbeaten, and Matic, Fred, and Bruno Fernandes were the midfield trio, and they did exceptionally well. But now that Paul Pogba is back, and let's just say that he is a world class player, it's hard to keep him out of the team. So
Mhm.
if you keep him in the team, it's either Matic or Fred, who have also been two of the standouts of the season in midfield. So it's going to be one tough decision to make. But Paritosh, if you were Solskjaer, who would you select? Would it be what midfield would you select? Let's just say that.
I'll if because of the options right now, I'll be changing the formation. I'll play 2-4-4, and with Marcus Rashford and Martial in front, with Pogba, Bruno, Matic, and Fred, or Scott McTominay and Fred, or Matic and Scott McTominay in the midfield, with the four back, with AWB, or Aaron Van Bissaka from the flank, Luke Shaw from the other flank, and with Maguire and Lindelof as centre backs, I think we'll have a pretty solid team.
All right, so that is Paritosh's verdict, and I think we've touched every topic over there. But let's just take one final reaction as to what we think the scoreline will be. So, Dinesh, what's your prediction for tomorrow?
No, I
Akis, you're there as well.
Wally,
Yeah, yeah.
Wally, I want to, because I suggested my formation. What would you want to suggest as the formation, as the ideal formation Manchester United should go with?
Well, if you ask me, I would also go. I would go for with a 4-3-3, and the four defenders are going to be Harry Maguire, the centre back, obviously, along with Victor Lindelof, and then Luke Shaw, Aaron Wan-Bissaka as the fullbacks. And I would have Paul Pogba, Bruno Fernandes, and Fred because yes, Matic will bring in, or in fact, I'd start Matic because Paul Pogba and Bruno Fernandes are more dynamic in terms of forward passing, and Fred is also touches that category a bit. He is defensive, but he is that. But we need a little bit of calmness, like at the back, who can pass the simple balls to the side, put in that tackle, and I think that stability will be there when Matic is there along with these two. So that will be my midfield three, and like Anthony Martial, Marcus Rashford, and Daniel James. So that's going to be my front three.
So you're putting in
And
Dan
my
James.
predict,
I think
yeah,
Dan James
yeah,
would
I'm putting
be
it on James.
coming off from the bench.
I'm not so sure about that. I think that I don't think Solskjaer is a fan of starting Greenwood. He usually brings him off the bench, so that's what I'm sticking to. That's not my choice. That's what Solskjaer would do. I would prefer a front three of Rashford, Martial, and Greenwood, but I don't think that's going to happen tomorrow. And my
Bennett,
score
what's your
prediction
take
for
on this?
tomorrow is my score prediction. Also, I'll give it right now. It's I think it's going to be 1-1.
Ooh.
Okay. Bennett, what's your
Right.
take on it?
I say 3-1, and I agree with the
3-1
formation.
United.
Yeah, I agree with the formation and stuff, but I feel like, see, since there's no fans, first of all, like there's this big concept of like no fans, so that's where a lot of players, some of the players have this pressure of playing in front of fans. So we would see more of like, even when we saw City versus who did Arsenal, the players that took on the game were people who were like were able to do more freestyle and do more of their skills that they usually do in the training, but not doing in the match setting. So I feel like with our players, we have more technical, like skilled players compared to Tottenham, and that would be in the showing tomorrow, where they would be
But
have more.
Bennett, I don't think I heard your first two statements properly.
Which one? Oh, that
Wally, were you able to hear it?
we're gonna
Yes,
win.
he spoke about the pressure of the fans, and yeah,
Yeah.
I did hear it. Yeah.
Okay, okay.
So yeah, like it's gonna give a different dimension to it. Like even when I was noticing Arsenal, like there were some players who kind of were trying a lot of different things. Even though it's City, we know I mean they're used to playing without fans. For us United, I feel like Fred might have a balling game if he plays. Like we would never see him attack so much or something like that. So I don't know, it'll be interesting, and I feel like Tottenham have their own injury crisis and stuff. In their midfield, and especially if Pogba and Bruno are gonna play, we'll literally run over them. So yeah,
Well, if we win tomorrow, let's not forget that Ole Gunnar Solskjaer will do the double on Jose Mourinho, and he has done the treble on Pep Guardiola, and
yeah,
he has done the treble on Frank. In
Lampard.
fact, the double on Frank, treble on Frank Lampard. So
Yeah,
that's quite a resume that he's building right now. So that'll be good to see.
true.
It's
Agree.
funny. It's
Any,
funny.
anyway,
It's funny
guys,
now that I
we
hear
yeah.
Ole Gunnar Solskjaer from all Manchester United fans right now, and turn the clock back exactly 5 months after December in January.
I
Everybody
know
was
who you're
gunning for
indicating over
Ole's
here.
head.
Just a minute.
Everybody
Just
was
wait
gunning
for a
for
second.
Ole's head.
Just
Everybody
wait
was
for a
gunning for
second.
Ole's head.
It's more than, like I said before, if you're talking about, I don't know, if you're talking about someone like me, I always say that the problem is not Solskjaer as much
I'm
as
not
it is
talking
Ed
about you.
Woodward.
I'm not talking about you, Wali. It's about Manchester United fans in general.
I'm here.
Everybody
I'm
was
here.
going
I'm
for
gonna
Oh,
Ole's head.
continue from there. What Barito said. Uh, well, nothing is for sure right now. What if? Not saying it will happen. What if we don't
right.
finish even in the top six, first six, and then would you not go for Ole's head after that, or you would? If we lose the next four
Oh,
games,
okay.
out of the next four
You are basing you're having the basis of your question on what if
no,
something
not
that
what
hasn't
if,
happened.
not what if. Okay, fine. We
So
should
what
wait
has
till the end of
happened?
the
What
season.
has happened after Bruno Fernandes came in? That United were
I
performing
think
Guys,
really
this
well.
is
We were
we're
going
still
really well.
fifth.
That
We're
has
still fifth.
happened.
I don't
That
think
is
that's
a
the right
fact.
answer
Bharatosh.
for us.
What that is a
Okay,
fact. That is what are you saying is
guys,
not fact.
hello,
That's
hello.
assumption.
This,
That's your opinion.
this is not
That's not a
My
fact.
opinion
that.
is we should wait till the end of the season whether Ole should stay or not.
Yes, yes,
Yes,
definitely. We
that's
are
what.
waiting.
Yeah.
We are waiting.
yeah,
So,
We're waiting.
well, you have contradicted yourself, and that's it.
We are waiting. We
Okay,
will be playing tomorrow, man.
yeah.
Let's see
That
what
is
hello,
a
happens
fact.
fellows.
We will be
tomorrow,
playing.
man.
Excuse me, you're not on. Hello, you're not on an Indian news channel over here, and we're not going to debate for. We're not going to debate for, I don't know, stupid reasons. We're United fans. Okay, so let's just wait and watch. If Ole does well, we'll obviously back him, and the repercussions will be severe. Obviously, if he doesn't do well, doesn't do well. But as per speculation and all, we might be able to sign Jadon Sancho and whatnot. Let's just see what happens. If that happens, then we will be
But this has
upgraded to the
happened
next
all the
level.
time with United, where they don't come and sign players who are ready to move. And we know that Sancho is ready to
Wait,
move, or it's been said in the
And
media. If
wait,
you
wait,
see
wait.
And I
Chelsea,
No,
really, and
Akers.
this is the thing, Akers, because if you look at Chelsea, they were nowhere interested in Timo Werner. All of a sudden, they're interested in Timo Werner last week, and now they sign him. And we
okay,
have been
now you
interested
see
in
this.
Jadon Sancho
Yeah,
since last summer.
yeah,
Since last
against
summer, and we're not able to get him.
United, where if you see Pulisic was linked to Chelsea in December, last December, and he signed in January, 6 months before coming. I think this is a rarity in United's case, which never happens. and it should start happening because we are a big club, bigger than Chelsea for sure.
Yep.
But
But
it's
this
I
has
agree.
nothing to
I
do with
agree.
Ole, though.
great players go to a
It
rival.
has more to it has more to do with Ed Woodward and the
Exactly. This has
whole
nothing to do with Ole. Even
financial
if you have Pep
situation. It
Guardiola
has
as
not.
Who's
manager, this would be the same scenario, Akers.
who's
So,
Chelsea's director of football, by the way? Does anyone know the name of that person?
you know what?
Because
Roman
whoever it is, I think it's a woman. I forgot her name, but she's doing a wonderful job. I mean, before the transfer window opens, you're sealing two quality players, and she's
It's
done it
not
time and time
about the
again.
director of football only. It's about
owner,
who gets involved in the transfer
yeah,
decisions.
Roman
I don't
Abramovich.
think Ole gets involved too much. He has his say. He tells the board who he wants. It's then upon the board or Ed Woodward or whoever how they sign him and whether they sign him or not. That's not the
But
case with
Paritosh,
most big clubs. In most big
If you
clubs,
look at
in
the
most big clubs,
yeah,
what happens
yeah,
is like if Zinedine Zidane wants someone, like he wanted Eden Hazard, Real
right,
Madrid will go all out for that player. If the manager has
right,
said it, all the top clubs, I'm not talking about Chelsea or one particular club. If you look at any top club, see Barcelona, for example, they wanted Phil Coutinho, they went for Phil Coutinho. They wanted Dembele, they went for Dembele. That is what happens if the manager is showing interest, and if the manager is showing interest publicly, and that has been the case for many a place. If there has been a public interest of the club, which everybody is completely aware of, the club usually goes for it. Chelsea has been doing it really, really well in the past 2, 3 windows, although they have been serving a ban in the previous window,
right.
but still their transfer strategy has been on point. Not only now, since Roman Abramovich came in, he came in with the philosophy that he'll spend money and he'll bring in the top players and they will be a top club. I don't think
Well,
Chelsea would be a big project 1 or 2 years back, but Frank Lampard has comparatively saved them.
well, you could say that, but I'll sum it up. I'll sum it up how our transfer policy is. For example, Mourinho was interested in Harry Maguire in the previous season. We get him. We wait for him for a season, and then we get him the next season. Similarly, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer was interested in Bruno Fernandes in the beginning of the season, but we waited for him half the season, and then we got him. Similarly, we were interested in Jadon Sancho last season, but we might probably get him again. So we wait for a season. We look at that person for that season, and then we sign him. It takes basically a year for us to get that player.
So that has been the
That's how.
story with Manchester United. No, we were interested
Right.
in Delict. We were interested in Delict, and we almost signed Delict. There were some scouts who told that his father was fat, and that's why he is more likely to gain weight and this and that. I don't know what the hell he was smoking,
Yeah, we
but
might even sign Wesley
if we
Sneijder.
had
You never know.
imagine that signing.
Well, yeah, let's just leave it to that. We'll talk about transfer speculations in the future. Hopefully, we will get some quality players, and hopefully, we will be on the back of a win tomorrow. Football for Manchester United resumes tomorrow, and we have given our verdict. And this is it from our end. We will be back soon enough, hoping to continue with some more action, more debates, and more of Paritosh and Akers having a go at one another.
Yep.
All right, guys. Parting words?
All
Any
right.
parting words?
Nope. Let's get the win tomorrow, and
Yeah,
or
let's hope for
something.
a
Come
win.
on,
Let's just enjoy
boys.
football, basically.
All right, guys. Nice session. We'll be back.
Glory to Man
Thanks.
United. Glory to Man United.
Yep. Let's go.